great little boat to go over with you. I had elbow surgery a couple days ago. You have to excuse the cast. I'm gonna get through this the best way I can. This is one of our little pond boats. Man, I absolutely love these things. They are awesome little boats. It's a 15-foot boat with a 50-inch bottom, and it's solidly decked from one end to the next. This thing is like standing on the front deck of a giant bass boat. That's what it's like. It's got 3 seat bases down the middle. I can walk past them, go all the way to the back. It's so stable. It's Gator Trax stable. And those of you that have owned other Gator Trax boats, you know what I mean. If you haven't ever owned a Gator Trax boat, it's like kind of like stepping off of a dock onto another dock. That's how stable this thing is. So talk about a great little boat to put inside an impoundment or a large pond, or I've got a gravel pit I fish that's 100 acres large. This thing is so awesome because you don't have to worry about getting a $100,000 bass boat down through the woods and then in a substandard launch and getting it hung up on the sandbar and all that garbage to be as comfortable as you would be if you were in that boat. You can do it right here and at an absolute fraction of the cost. So let's go over this thing. It's 15 foot long, 50-inch bottom, got about a 70-inch beam across the top. Up here in the front, he's got a Garmin Force Pro trolling motor with a Garmin unit up there in the front. And all of our units come with this recessed foot tray. Right, got a recessed foot tray here. Seat base here. Immediately behind the front guy, storage. And that thing goes way back, man. That storage goes way back underneath there, almost all the way to the next hatch, which is a live well. Got a built-in live well there. Fill, aerator, fully drain out of the bottom. And then in the back, and I'm going to need some help getting this one open, so stand with us. I'm going to show you what this gentleman opted for in the back. We do a few different things in the back, but this is what he did. I'm going to open it up and then we'll talk about it in just a minute. Deck right here in the back, it looks like it's on a hinge and we just have it lifted up and propped. It's not really on a hinge, it just comes out. But in case you wanted to lift this thing up and work on it, it's got this little leg that snaps back in there, or it can come back here and hook right there to hold this lid up so you can get in here on a battery, work on something, get some gear in and out, and then shut this thing back down without actually having to get in here and take the whole deck out like you would do if you were going to leave it at home and go into outboard driving mode. So that's what the reason for this little kick stand is, and the reason that we made those little deals in the bottom there to hook on there so you could raise this lid, access something that you wanted to access easily, and drop it back down without going through a whole bunch of hoopla, almost like you were raising up a back deck lid. Now, we didn't put a hinge on it so that you could take it off completely. That's what that's about. All right, guys, so as you can see, once we take that entire deck out, that presents a situation where someone can sit back here and drive an outboard motor. In this case, this gentleman ordered it with 2 trolling motors, and that's a very popular way to do it since most people are doing this in pond fishing situations. However, it can take up to a 9.9 in the back, and you don't really want to drive a 9.9 from sitting up high on the deck like that. You want to sit down in the boat like a traditional John boat is, and you can do that this way. He's even got a seat base. If you should take the camera and show in here, he's got a seat base on the floor that he can put a seat in and very comfortably sit here and drive a tiller steer outboard motor. Inside here is the batteries. He's got trolling motor batteries for the trolling motor in the front, and he's got a house battery, which would be for his electronics and for his bilge pump and running lights and things like that he's got on this switch panel over here. Just a great setup, nice and clean back here in the back. Accommodates so many different ways to use this boat, from just using it as a solidly decked pond fishing boat to dropping this deck out of here, leaving it at the house and putting in a 9.9 on the back and going down the river with it. I mean, it's an all-around great boat built with Gator Trax quality, craftsmanship. It's just a good boat to have for a pond fishing boat. It'll make you feel like you're fishing out of something that's a whole lot more than what it is. So, all right, guys, we just wanted to give you a shot of this thing also with the Bimini top down, and it folds down and rests right here where you can still raise this latch up if you need this hatch up if you need to, and it doesn't get in the way of the motor back here. Some of you may be wondering why we have a white transom mount trolling motor in the back. That's because Minn Kota in their infinite wisdom has decided that you no longer need a transom style trolling motor that's 24 volt that's black. They know what's best, and so you can't even buy that anymore. If you want one that's 24 volt, you're going to buy it in white. That's why it's like that. But anyway, wanted to show you this down so you could see it in the down position. Of course, the Bimini top comes off of here with a couple of clips, and you can completely remove it in about 2 minutes. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Hey guys, another thing we do on these little pond boats is, on this one here, especially with this big lid, having to raise it up and prop up the kickstand to get in and out of there. And you may want to charge the batteries in here without having to go through all that, or to leave that lid open with a cord running across it. So we have the battery charge plug that comes right out of here, and it just plugs into this little holder right there. There's nothing, all that does is hold that, keep it from sliding back in there. Then you can just access your extension cord right here with this and charge all your batteries for your boat without ever having to open the lid. And when you get done with it, you just plug it back in that little holder right there. That's what that is right there.